The One Thing by Gary Keller. You're busy. Your calendar is full, your inbox never stops, your goals list keeps growing. You start your day with intention, but by the afternoon you feel scattered, pulled in 10 different directions. You tell yourself that success requires multitasking, that high achievers juggle everything, that if you just work a little harder, manage time a little better, you'll finally catch up. But deep down, there's a quiet frustration. Why am I doing so much, yet moving so little? The truth is uncomfortable. Busyness is not productivity. Multitasking is a myth. And success does not reward those who do the most things. It rewards those who do the right thing. The One Thing delivers a radical idea in a world addicted to distraction. Extraordinary results require extreme focus. Not balance, not juggling, not constant hustle. Focus. It asks a simple but powerful question that can change your life. What's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? When you begin living by that question, clarity replaces chaos, progress accelerates, and what once felt overwhelming becomes simple. At the heart of this philosophy is the domino effect. Picture a single domino standing upright. When pushed, it knocks over the next. Each domino can be slightly larger than the one before it. Eventually, a tiny initial action can topple something massive. Success works the same way. You don't achieve extraordinary results by tackling everything at once. You achieve them by identifying the first, most important domino and knocking it down. That single action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence fuels consistency, and consistency builds extraordinary outcomes. The challenge is that most people chase balance instead of priority. We are told to balance work and life, balance multiple goals, balance everything equally. But equal attention to everything guarantees mediocrity. Extraordinary success requires disproportionate focus. This means saying no more often than you say yes. It means accepting that not everything deserves your attention. Another key idea dismantled in the book is multitasking. Research consistently shows that multitasking reduces efficiency and increases mistakes. What we call multitasking is actually task switching, and every switch costs mental energy. When you fragment your attention, you fragment your results. Instead, the book promotes time blocking, reserving dedicated, uninterrupted blocks of time for your most important work. Not reacting to emails, not checking notifications, not handling minor tasks. Just deep, focused work on the one thing that matters most. This is where extraordinary productivity lives. A central framework is the focusing question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Notice the structure of the question. It forces you to think strategically. It prevents you from listing 10 priorities. It narrows your focus to leverage, the task that creates the greatest impact. You can apply this question to your life purpose, your 5-year goals, your monthly objectives, and even your daily to-do list. Over time, this question trains your brain to seek leverage rather than activity. The book also introduces the concept of the success habit. Success is not about willpower, it is about habits aligned with high-priority goals. If you ask the focusing question every day consistently, it becomes automatic. You stop reacting impulsively. You start choosing intentionally. Another powerful insight challenges the myth of discipline. People believe successful individuals have extraordinary discipline, but the truth is simpler. Discipline is required only long enough to build a habit. Once the habit forms, behavior becomes automatic. You don't need lifelong heroic effort. You need focused effort at the beginning. This idea removes intimidation. You don't have to be superhuman forever. You just need to commit long enough for consistency to solidify. There is also a crucial discussion about the lies that derail success. The lie that everything matters equally, the lie that multitasking works, the lie that a disciplined life must be balanced at all times, the lie that big success requires many things happening simultaneously. These beliefs create overwhelm. In reality, success is sequential. You focus on one priority, you achieve it, then you move to the next. Another key principle is thinking big but acting narrow. You're encouraged to set large, ambitious goals, but when it comes to execution, you zoom in tightly. Big vision, small focus. This prevents paralysis. It ensures you're not overwhelmed by the size of your ambition. The book also emphasizes accountability. Knowing your one thing is not enough. You must protect time for it. You must treat it as sacred. If it truly is the activity that makes everything else easier or unnecessary, it deserves your best energy. You schedule it early, you defend it against interruptions, you make it non-negotiable. Finally, the deeper psychological layer, purpose fuels priority. When you are clear about why something matters, focus becomes easier. Without purpose, priorities feel arbitrary. With purpose, they feel urgent. Purpose creates direction. Priority creates action. Productivity becomes meaningful instead of mechanical. When these elements align, extraordinary results follow. Imagine applying this principle tomorrow. Instead of starting your day by checking emails, you pause. You ask the focusing question, what's the one thing I can do today that will make the biggest difference? Maybe it's finishing a proposal. Maybe it's making 5 key sales calls. Maybe it's completing a chapter of writing. You block uninterrupted time. You silence notifications. You commit to working only on that task until meaningful progress is made. Suddenly, your day feels simpler. You're not reacting, you're leading. Over weeks, you notice something powerful. By consistently prioritizing the one thing, other tasks become easier. Some become irrelevant. Stress decreases, momentum increases, you feel in control again. This isn't about doing less for the sake of comfort, it's about doing less so you can achieve more. 10 actionable takeaways. 1. Ask the focusing question every morning before starting work. 2. Identify your long-term goal and break it down to the one priority for this year. 3. Time block at least one uninterrupted session daily for your most important task. 4. Eliminate multitasking during deep work periods. 5. Say no to commitments that distract from your primary objective. 6. Build discipline around your priority until it becomes a habit. 7. Think big when setting goals, but narrow your focus when executing. 8. Protect your highest energy hours for your one thing. 9. Review your progress weekly and refine your priority if needed. 10. Align your daily one thing with your larger life purpose. Extraordinary results are not built on chaos. They are built on clarity. When you stop trying to do everything, you finally create space to do something that truly matters. The world will always compete for your attention. Distractions will never disappear, but your power lies in choosing. So ask yourself, what is the one thing that, if accomplished, would change everything? Because when you knock down the right domino, the rest will fall. And a focused life is not just productive, it is powerful.